So when it comes to personality, are you supposed to focus on your strengths and continue to work on your strengths? And hey, these are my strengths. I'm just going to keep getting better and better, and that's why I want to understand my personality. Or do you learn personality so you can focus on your weaknesses and become more of a balanced or all-rounded individual? There are two schools of thoughts with regards to this, and I'd like to add a third one to this realm. So there's a lot of people, especially in the Myers-Briggs world, will say, well, these are your strengths. Now you know your weaknesses. So let's start building up on those weaknesses so that you can just become a better person overall. And there are plenty of others who are saying that, no, if you know your strengths, then that's what you're supposed to do. If you can be really commanding and you're awesome at solving other people's problems, then you should be in a role which is just solving other people's problems and just double down on it, because that's the way that you're going to be able to contribute the most to the world and to other people as well. So I was having the reason that this topic's come up is I went for a run with a mate of mine, and he was reading a book which had basically 7 personality types, and it sounded really interesting. And the focus of it was saying people should be doubling down on their strengths. And if you're really awesome at taking power, if you're really awesome with introspection or managing your own energy, if you're really awesome with having an analytical mind, then that should determine the type of role which you sit in. And what we do within our personality model, my mate didn't know that I did personality typing. What we do within our personality models is we say, okay, let's understand your strong suits and your weak suits. Let's understand what you're awesome at and what you're not so awesome at. Always, your weak suit is going to be the complete opposite of your strong suit. So, for example, if you have tribe thinking, you're always focused on the reasons and the logic of the tribe or of other people, which means you're going around and solving other people's problems and you're really awesome at that. That's your strong suit. Awesome. You should definitely be doing that as something which is part of your role. But let's have a look at the flip side. The flip side of it, having that as a strong suit, means that your weak suit or weaker suit is going to be focusing on your own emotions and your values and how you feel about something. Now, if you keep neglecting your emotions for the sake of solving other people's problems, then you'll keep getting yourself into trouble of focusing on other people all the time, always focus on other people, and you just keep neglecting this part of your own emotions and what's important to you. And if you're always focused on solving other people's problems, they're not going to focus on making sure that you're feeling great about doing it, or that it's actually in line with your values and what's going to be most important for you. They're just going to keep, okay, fine, someone's solving my problem. Maybe they'll be annoyed by it. Maybe they'll be grateful for it. Awesome. But what you're going to find again and again is that the more that you neglect your own emotions, the more that that's going to be a void in your life, and you're going to have what we refer to as a snapback or a tidal wave. You're going to end up having these moments in your life, and it might be every few days, it might be every few weeks, it might be every few years, where you just disconnect from everybody else, and then you just focus on what's important to you and your own emotions and your own values. Now, this is one of many facets. Primarily, that's based on Carl Jungian functions. But then we have a few other elements within the personality as well, and everything is based on the binary. You're either strong in this and weak in this, or you're strong in this and you're weak in this, right? So if you were someone who has a real awesome strong suit of being able to solve other people's problems, as an example, then you could actually become a much better human being, but also more productive and more valuable in your workplace in terms of career, and more valuable to your family and to friends and colleagues and to yourself as well, by taking time to focus on building up your own self-feeling, as the example. So you can actually build up your weaknesses to be able to support your strong suits even more. You don't build up your weaknesses so you become more balanced. You build up your weaknesses so that you can be even stronger. So this applies for many different aspects. It can apply for people who are super analytical and then they tend to not gather too much data, or people who just focus on the experiences and the information and the data which they can have, and they don't focus enough on being analytical and strategic and working it all out. By just focusing a little bit on, if you're up here with this particular trait and you're down here on the other, by bringing this one up a little bit, it actually brings up your strengths as well. So if you're asking, Or if you've ever thought, do I focus on my strengths or on my weaknesses? I'd say you focus on neither. You focus on building up yourself as a whole and finding ways to focus on using your weaknesses to be able to support your strengths. So I hope this has given you a little bit of an insight. It's something that I'm super passionate about. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm always, if you know me already, you know, I'm always very excited to chat about anything which is personal development and especially personality as well. So let me know your thoughts.